Hello, welcome back to Angels with Scaly Wings, the Let's Be Blind with near Rambler. Right, it is time for Adine's story that literally 2 people have asked me to do at the end of the game. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to do it in detail because we have not actually seen any of it, or maybe one tiny bit of it, I don't know. But without further ado, let's do it. Let us see what all the fuss is about. Thank you, system. Yes, I shall continue my journey. Missing the R from the end of my name. I shall be drinking whiskey throughout this one because it is one of those days. It is Glenfiddich or Glenfiddich, however you pronounce it. It's very nice Scotch, very very nice indeed. I like Glenfiddich, one of my favourite Scotches. Scots know how to do a good whiskey. So we've seen all this before. Doorbell rings. Bloody bloody blah. System says you can watch this stuff again. No, let us skip. We have business with Lady Dragon. So, I believe we must order lunch. So, lunch we will order. I remembered that Adine had told me that the cafe did deliveries as well, and not having anything else better to do, because I did everything else 8 times already, I figured I should try it out. I made my order with a quick phone call, and it wasn't long before the doorbell rang. Bing bong! Well, that was quick, even though it's suddenly gone to night, so it took longer than I thought. It just so happened that Adine herself stood in the doorway, dripping wet and with damp containers and a grip. Oh wow, she looks sad. Dude, I appreciate you might have been crying and all that, but it looks like you've brought the weather with you as well. Damn. Oh, it's you again. Wait, what? I thought we were over this, but at least you don't reduce me to my species anymore. What the fuck? I'll just say hey. Hey! Hey. Here's your order. Sorry, it got a little wet, but it should still be okay. What happened to you? Did you fall into a river or something? No, come on in. Oh, thanks. I was just about to ask you if I could stay for a little while. This is actually my last delivery for the day, and I live on the other side of town. Well, isn't that convenient? Yes, it is, but I wouldn't let you fly back while it's this ugly outside. Feel right at home. I better eat this before it gets cold. I sat down at the table and started eating my food when Adine decided to take a seat opposite of myself. Fucking rude. Didn't say you could sit down, I asked you to stand in the corner. Do you like it? I haven't barely even eaten it yet. I just sat down to eat it, and then you decided to just, I don't know, be an overbearing person. Do you like it? I don't know. Yeah, I ordered something I knew I'd actually like this time. I didn't want to make the same mistake I did earlier today. Do you have something similar where you come from? We do. As a matter of fact, we have Chinese, curry, houses, all kinds of takeaway places. Those are the only ones that come to my mind. They're great. It's almost scary how close it is to what we have back at home. Really? Maybe we'll just share a similar taste. Maybe I don't care. No, maybe there's more to it than that. What do you mean? Well, don't you trace your origins back to humans in some way? I know what kind of reputation we have in your culture. That is true. Let me ask you this. Where do you... Oh, sorry. I tipped a drawer over with my feet. You didn't need to know that, but it did happen. The drawer is sad now, but don't worry. I'm stroking it better with my toes. Let me ask you this. Where do you think the portal you found came from? Who built it? Humans did it, of course, you asshat. Exactly. If you believe humans had something to do with an artifact created who knows how many years ago, it wouldn't be a stretch to think they could also have influenced you in other ways. Oh, I know which ways you've influenced them. Very dirty, dirty ways. Even something as simple as this dish? I like that idea. So what do you do when you aren't working in the restaurant? Do you have a family? Well, most of the time I take care of my kids. Oh, cool. How many children do you have? Well, they aren't really my children per se. I just take care of them. Ah, you're more of a foster parent then. No, not quite. These are orphan children I'm talking about. I just volunteered to spend some time with them, so I'm really more of a babysitter and teacher all in one. I can't really take them in and care for them 24/7 like a proper parent would. I'd love to, but I work far too much to be a single parent. Oh god, I'm not interested. I'm really not. If you want to be a single parent, go ahead. I'm not interested. I haven't got anything against it. I'm just not interested. That's all. But if you are a single parent, good for you. And if you're doing a good job of it, you're awesome. And I do mean that sincerely. I just couldn't do it, and I'm not interested. Sorry. I'm an asshole like that. That's why I'm alone. And will die alone with liver failure and cancer and all kinds of horrible things. It's okay. I know how it works. With the amount of time I spend at the restaurant, I don't think the kids would be any better off. I just help out wherever I can. Well, that's very nice of you. And one day you will not die alone with cancer and liver failure and all the stuff I just mentioned before. You will die with puppies and unicorns and rainbows floating in the sky. Thanks. These kids didn't really get a very good hand in life. I just thought that I can make even a small difference for them if it'd be worth it. I see. What about hobbies? Do you have any? Like, this music is very retro gamey, 8-bit style. Do you play NES? Do you play Nintendo? Master System? Game Boy? Mega Drive? Can I ask a question for a change? Yes, of course you can. Well, I don't really know much about you, actually. That's because I'm really boring. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there is anyone here who does. Well, what would you like to know? 2 + 2 is 4. Cake is nice. It's not a lie. What did you do before you came here? That's classified. No, nothing special. Nothing special, really. I mean, I have my degrees, but this is the first time I did something that was actually related to them. The work I did previously was just to keep afloat. I know what you mean. I suppose it's my turn again, so let me ask about your hobbies. I apologise I'm not reading it properly, the whiskey's getting to me. The one I enjoy most is probably flying. Just flying? Well, not just flying. I do aerobatics, or stunt flying. I'm doing that on and off for a couple of years now. I thought the goggles might have something to do with pilots and stuff like that. Ah, he must be the most overqualified delivery flyer in history then. That's cool, but also pretty useless. I don't know. I don't know where to be sarcastic. I'm just going to say, what's that? I'm going to play dumb. What's that? It's a practice of doing flying manoeuvres like roll spins or loops. I'm actually going to be part of a competition in some time. Oh, that's cool. Oh, can I watch it? I suppose it depends on whether you will still be here when it takes place. It's part of a festival we hold in this town every year. Oh, the fireworks one. Oh, that is very stuntish and daring. Well, it's my turn again. This might be an unusual question. So, when they said it was a human that would be coming here, I expected something a little different. You know, bigger penis, that kind of thing. What did you expect? I technically cheated by asking another question there, but I hope she doesn't cut on to it. I'm not sure exactly, but they do say it was humans that made us who we are today. You don't seem so different from us, though. I fucking do. I'm not fucking covered in scales. I can't fly. I don't wear goggles on my head. And I don't have spiny fins. So yeah, I'm pretty different from you, asshat. I mean, yeah, you do look different from us. Oh, I see. Oh, you knew I was going to say that, so now you made me look bad. Now you have embarrassed me on YouTube. Fair play to your game. Touché. We're not really anything like some of the things that have been said about your kind. Well, I could say the same thing about you. Really? Yeah, we have plenty of myths about dragons. Like what? Dragons are greedy, man-eating monsters. Yeah, they're noble creatures. They're often cited as a symbol of power and strength, but also one of wisdom, possessing an intellect that has no equal. They are noble creatures, and their depictions enjoy an almost universal appeal. I could get used to that, though it would be even nicer if it were all true. To be honest, I don't know if it's such a good idea to generalise like that. Even if it's good things you're saying about us, we're all different, you know. Not all of us are nice. I see. But then, we have said many good things about your kind too. Well, no matter what you might think about humans, I can assure you that I am in no way special or supernatural. Now, can I eat my food? It is getting cold. I disagree with that, unless I've already eaten it, which I might have done. Why? You say that you aren't special, but just the fact that you're here with us right now is quite special to me and many others. Just try to see it the other way around. Don't get all meta-philosophical with me, girl. I am on the whiskey. I am immune to philosophical charms like that. You know, you have a good point. God damn it, I got suckered in by it, didn't I? What were you thinking when you first heard of us? I thought it was awesome. I thought about making a discovery like this was just awesome. I think that's probably a little bit too on the nose. I should have been like, not sure. Keeping it deep. Many people would love to have the opportunity I had by coming here. Ah, so it's not so one-sided after all, so don't be surprised if some of us feel the same way. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Yeah, you're clever, aren't you? And it's not just the discovery of your dragons. We found a portal to an entirely different world. We still haven't figured that one out. Neither have we. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. By the way, interesting selection of books you have there. Draconic Desire, Ixum and Sphere. Are these yours? Yeah, the Sphere's mine. I found it in a bush and in some mud. Draconic Desire, well, I got butt raped by Bryce and it was kind of cool. So yeah, I've kind of been reading about draconic sexy stuff. You never know, it might come in useful. No, they were already here when I moved in. Have you ever read any of them? I did read Sheridan and the Scepter of Sovereignty. How did you like it? I don't know. I feel like if I say things like, I loved it, and false enthusiasm, I feel like I get the impression of bullshitter. Fuck it, let's just see what happens. I'm guessing the game would allow me to BS it like this just to get the good stuff, but I don't know. There's something about it that makes me feel like she wouldn't do that. I just want to be positive. We'll see, because if I get it wrong and I get the bad ending, which I probably will, we can do it again. I loved it. Oh, she didn't like that. Nope, changed my mind. It was entertaining. God damn it, I knew it. My gut instinct was right. Shit, I should never ignore it. Nothing special is a good way to describe the entire series, actually. Oh, you've got Price and Prayer. You should totally read that one. You think so? Why's that? It's not just an interesting story. It's based on true events. The author is so right when he says there's a lot we can learn from what happened back then. I'll check it out. Let me know when you do. I'll be interested in hearing what you have to say about it. Well, I was interested about my family earlier. I'm going to do the same thing. Is there a Mr. or Mrs. Neo Ramble back home waiting for you? No. Can't say there is. There's lots of internet stuff that substitutes for that, however. But how about a potential Mr. or Mrs. Neo Ramble then? Are you looking to date anyone? Maybe. Come on, tell me. Oh, well, there isn't really anyone. I see. Anyone on your radio at least? Something you think is cute? Well, there is someone. Oh. I mean, not really. No one at all? I don't believe you. Well, I consider I'm allowed to go back and change my answers like this, and you can't cotton on to the fact that I can do that. Although you probably can, actually. Yeah, I'm kind of cheating here, I'm sorry. I have to, really. I'm drinking whiskey. No one at all? I don't believe you. Yeah, well, no, in real life that is true. Actually, what I'm saying here is true. I'm just trying to pick the right option. Because I'm, trial and error and all that. I think you just don't want to tell me. So who is the lucky person? I'm not sure how many questions that was, but I'm sure it's not to return anymore. Are we still even playing this game? I gotta play by the rules! Well, go ahead then. Why don't we make this a little bit interesting while we're at it? What do you suggest? Truth or dare? Oh, dear Ramble, you suave bastard. What's that? Well, we can continue asking questions, but if one of us doesn't want to answer the question, we have to do something the other person tells us to. I don't even know what kind of dare would make you do. Oh, don't be so dim. It could be something that would make me uncomfortable, or something you'd like to see me do. This is so sexual innuendo stuff already. This is like proper sexual. And yet she doesn't see it or get it, I guess. Maybe that's the kind of person. Maybe she is one of those people that just doesn't get signals. I don't know. I'm like that. I don't get signals at all. But then again, I actually honestly believe I've never had a signal, so... And I don't think that'll ever happen. So yeah, I don't know. This is weird for me, because I could be exactly the same as her with this not getting on with signals, or I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's go. Well, keep in mind that revenge may be coming quicker than you think, so don't ask someone for anything you wouldn't do yourself. Got it. Oh no, she's cleverer than I thought. Sorry, Adine, I didn't mean to belittle you. Who's first? You asked the last few questions, so it's only fair if I start. Ugh, right, dick. Ooh. I'm gonna go with the top one. Which part of your body is the most ticklish? Probably my sides. Good to know. You wouldn't misuse that knowledge, would you? Of course not. Since it's my turn now, what's your greatest wish? Be the very best, like no one ever was. That seems to be a very personal wish, Neo Ramble. No, I just watched a lot of Pokemon. My turn! Ooh, what would you do if you were invisible for a day? Invisible, huh? That's a hard one. I mean, no one would see me flying then. I do want people to see that. Well, with this question, it's more about what you would do if you had the opportunity to do something without getting caught, like something mischievous or criminal. Oh, I know what I would do. I'd check out the building they found out along with the portal. What building? Didn't you hear about that? They found a whole building along with the portal. It's actually underground and they have it heavily guarded while the team of archaeologists works on it. I think it might contain many secrets and answers about the portal and where it came from. Interesting. I think I'd like to check that out as well. If you knew the world was about to end, what would you do? Ooh, that's a good question. Enjoy life to the fullest? Say my last goodbyes and hope for the best. I'd probably end up doing that, because you have enough time to do that. Stay outside and watch it all unfold before my eyes. Well, you're just being pathetic then. Hide in a bunker deep underground. Well, I don't have access to one. If I did, I would probably be cowardly enough to do that. But then again, I think a lot of people would, because it's kind of like survival instincts, you know? I wouldn't really judge people for doing that. Well, I'd say my last goodbyes. An optimist to the very end. I like that. Was that optimistic? I thought that was quite defeatist, actually. If I asked you to kiss me, would you do it? I think that might be a tad forward there. I would suggest it, but I don't know. I don't think she's that kind of dragon. She straight away asked about that. And I don't know. See, I don't know. I don't know. I've got my social skills are so shit. I think that's too direct, and I don't think she would say yeah. I'm going to go with the top one. If you could bring back me to my world right now, what would you do? It's a very difficult question, you know. I know. Let me contemplate with whiskey. Delicious. Of course I'd love to visit. Maybe it's some sort of vacation. But if you're talking about permanently, I'm not sure if I could just pack up and leave everything behind just like that. Alright, from those who've met here so far, which one do you fancy? God, you are direct, aren't you? I think I'll take a dare for this one. Oh, finally. What am I going to have you do? Whatever you like. Bring it on, bitch. I mean, sorry, not in an offensive way, just in a bravado way. Nope, I honestly have no idea. I'll take your time. You can... Okay, I'll let you think. That's fine. I have plenty of booze. Oh, it's like it's getting late. Near Ramble, you can't chicken out now, bro. Come on, you gotta wait the time. Wait, what time is it? Oops, seems like I've been hanging here longer than I thought. I probably should be going now. Seems like the rain has stopped too. Yeah, that's great. You know, if you want me to come over again, you don't have to order anything to do it. Here's my private number. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, girl. Bye. I have no idea if that was a success or not. I don't think it really matters at this point. So we can meet with all of these people. Let's save the game. Enjoy while we do it because my oxygen levels are going down. Right, let's get some rest. Because we're boring like that. We just want to focus on Adine. I'm not sure about Adine, to be honest with you. Like, she's already asking about, you know, a loved one in our lives and all that sort of MacGuffin. So I wonder why she's doing that. Because if she's that desperate for someone, that, you know, you can do better than me, girl. And if you're not that desperate, are you, like I said, do you have that weird sort of autism thing about you, whereby you just don't get signals or don't understand social dynamics? Because I'm like that. I'm quite happily admitting to that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Scratching my head with confusion with her. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, which is probably what I'm doing. Right. Let's just visit the grocery store because that has the girl dragon in it. That gets killed, sadly. That really sucks. Sorry, I meant to say that with more sincerity. That really sucks that she gets killed. Although she gets killed if we do Remy's good story, but now she's ultimately going to die now. Then again, I suppose, like you said, the good thing was, you know, the good thing is that she reunites. I suppose she reunites with the mother on the other side if there's an afterlife. It is a bit odd, I guess. But yeah, it's still really sad though. But it's cool that the game doesn't pull punches like that. Coolio. I don't even know what I'm looking. Let's just look at all this shit. Just and then hello. Yep, I know you're referenced to something else. I don't care. Bye. Yes, that was a cardboard box that I had. Of course, Snake wouldn't allow that. Snake would have it absolutely tranquilized, and then he'd do whatever unspeakable things to the body just to get more ammunition out of it, I guess. Right. Visit the production facility because you know it's one of the quicker ways. Sorry, I'm yawning again. I apologise. I don't pretend to be a professional because I'm not. I'm not a professional. Dude, you don't have a penis. I just realised that. Why don't you have a penis? Where is your penis? I'll assume it's there and they just censor it or redact it. But now the Steam store says they'll sell anything now. So why haven't the makers of this game put penises and boobies and stuff on the dragons? Seriously, why not? I want my porno version of this game, damn it. You could argue it's artistic license, like tastefulness and all that. And that's fair enough. I wonder what you think about the whole Steam thing, because a lot of people are like, I'll carry on in a minute. A lot of people are really upset about the whole fact that Steam is now Valve that runs Steam. Are basically saying, you know, that oh, we'll sell anything on the store unless you're trolling or it's something else. So basically, what they've said is, look, it's not our job to police what's on here. You either, you know, buy it or you don't look at it yourself. You know, we're not going to restrict it. We're not going to regulate it, except unless it's a troll or, you know, perhaps I don't know. Like, I think it's just trolling. I think that's all they said. And a lot of people have flipped out of that, and I see where they're coming from. Like, you know, if you're selling something in a store, virtual or otherwise, then technically you are okay with it and okay selling it. And in a way, you're sort of endorsing it. But endorse is a very loose word, because endorse means that you're not only selling something, you are behind it, you believe in it. If you're just selling stuff to make money, you're not really endorsing it in the sense that you are totally going to throw it in people's faces, or you've got like a sponsorship deal, or you're totally that. You've just said, I've endorsed it enough that I'm putting it in my store to buy. And the reason why I've done that is because I believe in a free open world whereby anybody can do anything they like, and it's up to you to decide, you know, whether you buy it or play it or not. I think what Valve and Steam's coming from is, yes, they make lots of money from it, don't get me wrong, there's a greedy business sense to it. I genuinely just think that it's like, look, we could police it, but if we police it, A, we do restrict sales, not good for business, and B, if we police it, we're going to get people hating us for doing that. And even when we do police it, people aren't going to be happy with the way we're policing it. People complain that we're policing it too much or too little. I think what basically Valve have said is, well, if this is a game type thing, then basically the best route is to just put it all on there and let you decide, because they're still going to get hate for it like they are now, and fair enough, you know, I get all that, but they're still going to be able to sell stuff, because there'll be people who don't hate it and buy it and enjoy it. And I know people will say, oh, well, that encourages this and that and bad behaviour and all that. Well, yeah, it will for some people, but not everybody. And at the end of the day, again, if you don't like it, just look the other way. Don't do it. Don't buy it, you know. It's not really... there's no rocket science to it. I understand the fear that somebody else will like it and maybe go too far with it. And yes, that is a risk. That could cause damage and problems for people who don't look at it. But life is a risk anyway. There's risk in everything you do, and I'd rather have a risk that something bad could happen, but feel like I'm free to choose what I want to do, like I have the freedom to make my own decisions, than be lectured and regulated and told off. But at the same time, it's a dynamic equilibrium. I do appreciate there has to be some form of regulation and some form of freedom. You know, it's like society. There's always a dynamic involved. It's never static. There has to be a dynamic, and I think with Valve's solution is they are, as much as it benefits me, because I'm like, well, that's great, I get to see lots of cool stuff. Some stuff I'll probably go, oh god, that's horrible, but then I'll just go, well, I won't play that again, or I won't buy stuff of that nature again, you know? To me it's okay, because I feel like I'm in control enough to buy what I like and enjoy what I like, and if I don't like something I won't go, it's offensive, I'll just go, well, that was poor taste, but whatever, somebody else will like it. I've got that sort of belief that I'm okay with it. Again, there does have to be some regulation, especially if people abuse it. And I think when Valve said if people are trolling, we'll ban them, I think what they mean is if people exploit things too far, they'll control it. But that could mean anything, though. You know, I'm just saying I'm okay with it. I just believe that I have enough common sense to make my own decision, and that's that. And I'd rather be able to make my own decision than anything else. And of course it has consequences, and of course if everybody else is allowed to make their own decision, that has consequences. Life is consequences. Life is all consequence. Just go with it, roll with it, and cross the bridges when they come. You never know, it might end up all being good for you. It is for some people. Anyway, my lecture over. Let's just carry on. Sorry. And I know I'll get dislikes for that, and that's fine. I don't mind. I'm just saying I'm okay with it, personally. I like to think like I've got enough common sense to be able to cope with it. I may not, though. I may get shocked. I may get surprised. As they say, keep an open mind. I've been to the grocery store and done things. I know, boring, boring, boring. I want to keep you alive though, Sebastian, because I never want you to die, because it's very sad when you die. Mind you, it's sad when all the characters die. A lot of them do die in this game, thinking about it. It's kind of sad. Right, anyway. Let's stop talking about stuff that I know nothing about. Let's carry on with Adine. I was nearly selected Anna there for a second because of my riskiness. Oh, that's a nice place to go to. This place, we haven't been here for a while. Oh, we have been here, but I will skip ahead. Well, this should be the right address. Very sinister music as well. Oh, it's you. I was expecting someone else. You're a little early. Oh, well, fine. Up yours then. Well, yeah, I didn't know how long it would take for me to get here. Well, better early than late, right? Oh. Oh, are you the one I'm supposed to guess whose child it is? I probably won't be able to do that. I'll think about it, though. Well, then, who might that be? This is Amelie. Yeah, it is. Amelie. Amelie. Amelie? I'm going to say Amelie. I could be mispronouncing it. If I am, I apologise. She's one of the kids I work with. Hello, Amelie. I'm sure I've seen you before somewhere. Say hi, Amelie. Aren't you at the end of the game? Don't they mention you at the end? I'm sure I've seen you before. I don't know. Hello. I just have to bring it back to the orphanage real quick. Feel free to make yourself at home in the meantime, okay? Yeah, sure. You gotta go, girl. You do what you gotta do. I promise I won't steal anything. Cool. I get to. Well, she's got a nice pad. For somewhere that looks quite run down, it's nice. It's nice. I like it. I'm back. Oh, well, at least they didn't give us the opportunity to wreck shit. That was quick. Being able to fly does have its perks, you know. You flew her back? Well, I'm a delivery flyer. She doesn't get scared or anything? No, not at all. She's a brave little girl. Oh, fair enough. What exactly is it that you do at the orphanage? I'm a volunteer. She did say that before, Neo. Dumbass. I help them out with whatever they need and sometimes take care of the kids. They only have so many social workers. The ratio is about one social worker for every 10 children. Fuck. So it's good for the kids to spend some time one-on-one with someone they know. That's fair enough. It's very noble of you. I guess you could almost call it babysitting, but for the kids who basically become foster parents. No, I get it. That's fine. I'm not going to question it. The older they get, the less likely they are to be adopted, so she might be too old to be considered soon. Well, you can adopt her then, can't you? I'd adopt her if I could. I'm going to have to say that, aren't I? Fuck, that's against my principles, man. I wouldn't. I would never adopt a kid. Not unless I was with someone I love and she wanted it and, you know, if she wanted it and I was like, well, I'm not sure, but she was like, I really loved her and you could tell she really wanted it, then I'd make it work. And I would, because if I loved the woman in question, or girl in question, I would. I'd be like, oh, alright then. God damn it. There's more freedom taken away from me. But then you could develop some nice memories and stuff like that, you know. I'm not sure, because again, she's not someone who would BS. I don't know. I'm going to go with the bottom one. I think when it comes to this, you can afford to BS. Alright, maybe not. She was like an annoying little brat. Rock off, Neo. No. Right, reload. Fuck that up. No. Jesus. Damn. That's a negative choice. We don't want that. I didn't mean to say that. Fuck. I wouldn't call her an annoying brat. Absolutely not. No, you're not an annoying brat. Don't worry about it. Unless you really were an annoying brat. But I wouldn't know that until I adopted you anyway. And even then, I'd punish you. I would turn you from annoying brat to a proper girl. No, I don't even know what I'm saying about that. Don't read too much into that. I'm just saying if she misbehaved, she'd be punished. That's it. No, discipline. That's the word. Okay, well let's not say that last time thing then. I really don't want to say that. Maybe if I just say what a shame. Yeah, I know. I think that might be the best way, because at least then for me it's not committal, but it's non-committal. I'm worried about what will happen to her if she doesn't find a family. We'll still take care of her, of course, but it's not quite the same as having parents. I adopt her myself, but I don't think I could care for her properly. Not as a single parent with my packed work schedule. I still see, that's why you've been coming on to me. You just want me to look after the kid while you go to work. Selfish. I still volunteer as often as I can, but as if I don't, who will? That's being one-sided. It's not your problem. Someone needs to be there for the kids. Yeah, but it doesn't have to be you. Let's just say it's very nice of you. Thanks, but for me it's not about being nice. I almost feel obligated to help, you know. Anyway, let's talk about something else. There's something less depressing. Like what? Let me think. Oh, I just remembered that someone died. I'm not laughing at the fact that someone died. Fuck. It's just that. Let's talk about something less depressing. Oh, someone died here. Yeah, I think you are special, aren't you? Bless you. Alright, okay. In your apartment? No, not here, silly. It was close enough, though. Barely a block from here. Oh, the murder of the maintenance guy. Yeah, I remember that. Wait, it was murder? I didn't know that. I thought it was an accident or something. That's terrible. Oh, shit. Yeah, I shouldn't have mentioned that, because I'm still working with the police. We're supposed to keep it discreet, aren't we? Oopsies. Sorry for mentioning it. Finding the first victim was already bad enough for me, and now I have to hear that there was a murder in town? I wish I could get some good news for once. It wasn't a murder. He tripped and fell on his own shears. Thumbs up. At least it wasn't you who was murdered. That's a strange way of looking at it, but you have a point. Nope. Don't just focus on the bad things. It's no use lamenting something you can't change. I guess I should be more positive. It's not always easy, you know. Maybe I'll get some good news soon. I hope so. That reminds me, I have something I wanted to try on you. Try on me? It's nothing too dramatic. I read this magazine the other day and I found a few interesting articles. Using her partial hand, she held up a magazine to show me its cover. A rather bold-looking female was presented on the front, adorned with trinkets like rings and jewels. Various headlines gave me an idea of the content within. It reminded me a lot of the typical gossip magazines back home. Lifestyle, the magazine for modern people? This issue even came with a set of fortune cards. Not sure what to expect. Isn't that the whole fun of it? What should we look at first? You decide. Alright, let's see. Yeah, this article talks about dreams and what they mean. Have you had any strange or recurring dreams lately? Not really. I've had vivid dreams recently. But I forgot all about them, so they can't be that vivid. They can't be that vivid. I don't know, because if I think about it with the dreams I have had, I've had a few dreams about people I know. I've had one dream with the girl coming up over and over again that I used to fancy, and still do in a way. But in every dream she always ignores me or goes away because obviously it never worked out, you know, and that makes sense. It's kind of like bringing closure to it. I don't know. Not to say they're usually nonsense, I suppose, because in a way they are, but they're always interesting. Although I do fall asleep with YouTube on, like I watch some YouTube videos, Let's Play videos and stuff like that, and I have my headphones in, and sometimes I literally fall asleep, and that can denote what dream I'm having. So yeah, I guess in a way it's usually nonsense. But sometimes people do pop up that I know or care about or haven't seen in a long time, and then they're there. So that'd be quite cool. Well, according to this article, that means you're a really creative person. I am not creative. I copy-paste everything I do. Well, that's a load of bollocks. What about your dreams? Well, it kind of feels like they're different every night. Most of them are nonsense, but sometimes I dream of people I used to know. See, that's the sort of thing I do. What do you make of all this? I don't know. Legitimately don't know. Even the article concludes that scientists haven't figured out exactly why we dream. It's a big mystery. Alright, let's move on. Oh, I thought you meant moving on from the magazine. Don't be such a sourpuss. There's some interesting stuff in here. Do you think you can hit the trash can with it from here? You should try. No, the dream stuff wasn't so bad. See, I told you it was going to be fun. No, to be fair, I like stuff like this because yeah, you know, even I would be like, oh, it's trash. It's a gossip magazine. It's all about your rubbish. But even so, it's entertaining, and that's the critical thing here. It's entertaining. Personality test. Didn't you always want to know what kind of relationship would suit you? God, you're so bona fide attached about committed relationships. You really want to adopt kids, don't you? Let's have a look. Yeah, sure, why not? I don't know. Let's find out. I'm trying to get the positive facial expressions because that's key for this. In a relationship, what role would you take? Ooh. That's a good question. See, I kind of like a lady who would take the reins. So it would be that one. But at the same time, I wouldn't let her completely take everything. And I would fight back. I'd like to switch it up, is legitimately what I would say. Whether that's what we need to say to keep Adine on side, I don't know. I'd like to switch it up, but I would probably give her a bit more free reign. Think of it as 60-40 for her, you know? Variety is the spice of life, right? Yeah, exactly. I think that would be really cool. She wouldn't like it, she'd disagree, because they always do. But that doesn't matter. Aren't you going to answer the questions too? I'll take the test after you. I don't want to keep track of both our scores at once. Yeah, it's subtle there. Yeah, well, fair enough, I'll give you that. That's clever. What is your favourite dessert? Ooh. Chocolate cream cake, lemon ice cream with sprinkles, coconut souffle, red hot chili cookies. What does the question have to do with relationships? It's got to be chocolate cream cake, hands down. Well, who doesn't like chocolate cake? Yeah, exactly. What is your dream job? Ooh. Really? Farmer, business person, stay-at-home parent. Well, it's got to be business person. I don't understand the appeal of that kind of job. It certainly doesn't mesh well with my ideals. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'm going to have to roll with it because I don't want to be a fucking farmer or a stay-at-home parent, which is basically what you want. Which is basically how we're going to have to answer this, aren't we? Fuck. How many more questions are there? Oh, that's all of them. Really? Oh, I got 2 out of 3 right. Oh, it says here that the results are outlined in the weight loss booklet that comes with the magazine. I threw that away. Why'd you do that? Oh dear. You clearly needed it. Well, what I'll say, what a shame. Yeah, I really wanted to know. Oh, but now we get the best part. The fortune cards. That's what I was looking forward to. Me too. How's that supposed to work anyway? I mean, they're just cards. How can they predict the future? Well, apparently there are different schools of thought regarding the use of fortune-telling cards. Cards themselves don't know anything. They're just a tool. So the information actually comes from somewhere else. But where, though? Well, one interpretation is that it's our subconscious who gives us the answers that we seek. Similar to how dreams can be interpreted, the interpretation of the cards is very dependent on the person itself and the symbols they recognise in the cards' images. We recognise images that are relevant to our lives, and that gives us an idea about ourselves and our current problems. However, that's just the most grounded interpretation out there. People usually associate something more paranormal with fortune cards. One of those explanations is that the cards are our way to communicate with a higher being, a paranormal entity that knows more than we do and can give us some nudges using the cards, or subtle nudges. And who would that be? The explanations range from ghosts to angelic beings. One even involved humans. Really? Were they naked? Yeah, people would say you could communicate with humans this way. And then there was also something they called higher self. Higher self? How come you know so much about this? Oh, because I read the article about it. Oh. So what should I draw for you then? Well, why don't I get to be the one who's reading the fortune? Because I pay for this magazine, so the cards are mine. Fair enough. Okay. So what are my options? I could read your past, present, or future. What's it going to be? Past. Always have the past. Reading the past sounds a little strange since you already know it, but it might help you see things in a new light or give you a new perspective. You gotta have past, everybody. You always have to ask past, because it tests straight away. It's like a basic 101 check. See what this card means. Your past is filled with fire, strife, and conflict. Yet like steel, you adopted it and were tempered by it. What didn't kill you only made you stronger. No, it's stranger. I watched The Dark Knight, damn it. As a result, you grew up quickly and became a mature and decisive individual. You knew what you wanted and you had the potential to get it. What do you think about that? It is a bit generic, and it's not really true, because I fucked up my potential and threw it in the bin. Then again, I could argue I never had that potential in the first place, even though I thought I did, and therefore where I am now was just where it was going to be, because I legitimately had no potential. Not as in I couldn't achieve stuff, I just didn't have any ambition, or guidance, or any form of disciplined path. Like a lot of people would go, I'm going to be a vet, I'm going to be a computer game programmer, I'm going to be a lawyer, I'm going to be the toilet cleaner. You know, a lot of it sounds very stereotypical and cliche, but a lot of people say these things and then actually develop a path from it, not necessarily going down the job that they seeked or wanted to be, but they get some sort of guidance, like they have some sort of draw. I never had that. I legitimately never had that. I never knew what I wanted to be. The only thing I would say I fancied doing was psychology, or being a psychiatrist, and a video games designer, or video game hardware designer. But I wasn't allowed to do that, so that was it. And even then, when I heard about being a psychiatrist, you have to be a doctor of medicine, I was like, oh fuck, I couldn't do that. I got a phobia of blood. Like, I'm really squeamish about blood in real life. I couldn't do it. I'll say it's true. Is that so? Then it's up to you to keep learning from your past and moving forward with that knowledge. I guess that's everything the magazine has to offer. Oh. That's why it was interesting. Guess that means you had fun then. Yeah, let's call it that. So do you have anything interesting going on at the moment? I can't imagine what ambassador life is like. Well, it's been busy, you know, seeing dead dragon bodies and all that shit. Well, this whole thing would go by quickly and without any mishaps, but now it seems like there's always something happening. Oh, really? Yeah, I figured I'd come here, do the exchange and leave again, but apparently it's not that easy. Never is. You speak like you've had experience as an ambassador. Well, no, but doing deliveries is similar. People order something, I fly to them, we exchange the product for payments, and then I go back. It's basically the same thing. Fair enough. But things always go wrong. For example, imagine you have 2 deliveries to make, and the first one goes smoothly, okay? Okay, I'm imagining it very hard right now, I say sarcastically. Then you get to the destination second delivery, and they actually check what you're handing them. It turns out you've mixed up the orders, but you already delivered the first one. Well, then you just go back and get the first one. I've done that several times when I've sold stuff on eBay. Twice I fucked it up, and I emailed them and apologised and said I'd refund the money, or do you want me to go and get it? I just let them decide, you know, and take the hit, because at the end of the day I fucked up. But the one order, the guy was like, oh, it was cool, you know, you had a chance you can get it back. And I went, yeah, sure. So I ended up driving to this one person's house on the other side of the country, picked up the item that I accidentally delivered to them and exchanged it for the other one. There was no problem. They were fine with it. The fact that I made the effort to do that was fine. Even though I offered a refund, they'd rather have had the item, so I did the drive. It cost me petrol, but I didn't charge them for it. It was a fuck up. You just get over it. You solve it. It's certainly not a pleasant situation to be in, but you just deal with it. You just solve it. And if you end up losing, there's always the chance you lose the item and the money at the same time. But you just think, don't fuck up again. It's your own ass fault. Now you have to go back to the first family you delivered to, who by now have probably noticed that they got the wrong delivery and exchanged what you gave them for what they actually ordered. That's fine with it. Most of the time they're okay with it. Because at least then they know that it's been taken care of. It's when they're not being taken care of or you've abandoned them on that. They're a bit confused and messed up. But it turns out they actually didn't mind the mix-up. As a matter of fact, they have already started eating when they got instead. It's not so bad that they aren't angry, but now you can't exchange the orders anymore, so you have to fly back to the restaurant to get the second order remade. Or you just go back to the original person and you say, dude, fucked up your order, they're already eating it, so I'm going to give you your money back, and then I'll go back to the restaurant, and if you want something to eat extra for free, you can have it for free. By all means, use the money to order something else, but you're going to get extra food tonight. Not bad, bye. Good customer service, yo. Yeah, you say, oh, you shouldn't have to do that, but it's called investing. Customer respect, yo. Yeah, it happens all the time. As a result, the people who are waiting for the second order do get angry because their order has to be remade and delivered all over again. Then you refund them, asshat! And the plot thickens. They complain and, of course, get their meal comped. Yeah, well, that's fine. The restaurant can no longer sell that first order you still have, so the orders for both families are deducted from your paycheck and you end up eating nothing but ramen all week again, just so you can make rent this month. Well, then get another job. It's called tell them to fuck off because they can't be asked to, you know, be good a good business that makes, you know, with mistakes like that are legitimate mistakes rather than somebody taking advantage. Just saying, oh, don't worry about it, don't do it again. That's your own fault, and it's your fault. You fucked up. But at the end of the day, ramen's not that bad. I like ramen. Ramen's nice. And besides, your place is nice. If I had to eat ramen for a month just to keep that pad that you've got there, just because I cocked up, but it was only for a month, I'd fucking do it. And that's why you always double check your orders, because even a small mistake can have consequences reaching further than you think. Yeah, but then you've learned from your mistake and then it will never happen again. And if it does happen again, you gained the resilience you needed from the first cock-up to deal with it better. God damn it, girl, don't be such a wuss. Sometimes we just have to learn the hard way. I guess so. Hey, what else have you been up to recently? Do you remember that stunt flying competition I told you about? Yes. Actually, I'm not so sure about that. I mailed the application earlier today, so hopefully it will arrive before the deadline. Did you use special delivery? Because if you didn't, you fucked up. I should fly over myself while showing off a few moves. No, no, don't ever do that. They don't like that. You should fly over anyway to make sure you get in. It would be a shame if you couldn't get in because of a technicality. Yeah, I really should drop by. By the way, could you do me a favour? Depends on the favour. It's kind of a long story, but there's something I need. You know some people at the police station, right? Yeah? I think they're in possession of a map related to an underground building they found. Oh? I've heard about that. I might have studied it. Oh, that's great. Maybe we can get them to hand it over? It doesn't even have to be the real thing. A copy would be just fine. Yeah, what do you need it for? Let's just say I'm interested in doing a little investigation at the place myself. Why? It's supposed to be a remnant of an early civilization, or maybe even something created by humans. Who wouldn't be interested in that? Fair enough. I like your sense of adventure. What? An actual human in front of you is not enough? Yeah, I was going to say that. If I had you all to myself, it might be enough, but since your stay is only temporary, I need some other human-related things to keep me busy. How do I even ask for something like that? Oh, fucking hell, Neo. Of course we can do it. They probably would be. Could you ask them for me, please? Yes, I can try. I won't promise anything, but I'll try. Thank you, that means a lot to me. I don't know how you were into archaeology. I wouldn't care as much if it turned out just to be some old building. The whole thing about it made by humans is what's really interesting. Yeah, alright, we'll go and explore it. I'm interested myself, actually. Well, the myths wouldn't be very mythical anymore if it was the case. We'd have proof. And that's so shortly after finding out that humans are, in fact, real. Yes, what a time to be alive. So you believe in all that stuff? Belief isn't the right word when you're standing right in front of me, you know? That alone is a miracle. I get excited all over just thinking about it. Speaking of which, all this excitement's made me lose track of time. Is it that late already? Oh, actually, I have places to be, especially if I want to make sure my contest application arrives on time. I should be going then. For now, at least. I certainly wouldn't mind if you stopped by again sometime. Will there be any magazines involved? The magazine doesn't come out that often, so we wouldn't have anything new from them. I could get a different one if you wanted to, though. Don't bother. If you say so. Anyway, I really have to go. I'll see you around. Did I just get stuck in her apartment? Oh, I guess we left together then. That's fine. Alright, okay. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm not really a fan of Adine at the moment. I don't think she's a bad person or anything, but she's certainly someone who just appears to be a bit clingy and a bit one-sided on things, you know? But I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because it isn't, but it's bad for me. I don't like that sort of thing. I like a bit of freedom. But anyway, whatever. That's just me. Let's just keep going. So the next time we see her is critical, because that's what's going to determine whether we fuck it up or not. Oh, I've got to get these maps, haven't I? So it means we need to visit the police station and get the copy of the map. We must do that. So if you heard a tap on the microphone, I bashed my glass of whiskey against it. My apologies. It's difficult to... It's nice with the headset on, because although the quality is a bit awful and I probably am not really got the microphone set up properly, I'm trying my best to get it right. I get to lean back on my chair. It's so much more comfortable to do videos this way. But at the same time, if I'm drinking booze, it's really annoying because the microphone's in the way. It's like, oh, when will I ever get the most ideal thing, you know? Oh, I don't know. Probably in the next life. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, I know Anna. I've shagged her. She's great. I still like Anna, to be fair. She's that sort of like rebel with a cause type girl. Although I have to say, though, depends on what cause it is. That's the thing. I don't know. Like I said, favourite girl of all time, or a favourite girl character of all time, I guess, is Remy from Black Lagoon. Fucking love that girl. She's amazing. Her and Rock need to get together big time. I've heard the creator of Black Lagoon is writing some new chapters. I really need to get to know those. I really do. No, they'll never get together. That's not the point. The point being is I just want to see more adventures, because it's such a clever, it's a clever manga and it's a clever anime as well. I really like Black Lagoon. I don't watch a lot of anime, but that one really was very good, and it's still over the top and all that. But I like what the themes they dealt with. I like the characters. I like that you don't really learn a lot about certain things. It always leads you on, and then it kind of just ends, and you want to know more. I like that sort of thing. It's good. It's a good. Black Lagoon is very, very good. I think it's not perfect, but it's very good. Yeah, I have to ignore you, ice cream guy, because I've got poonage to go after. Girl dragon butt to chase. You know, it's ice cream is cool. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love ice cream, but I can't spend time with you, sadly. I've got to get this map. Sorry, man. If she was into ice cream, yo, I'd fucking help you. And this girl here, this girl dragon is so hot. That is the hottest dragon I've seen in this game. Why can't I speak to you and date you? It's because you're too awesome, isn't it? Sorry, god damn it, she's so cute. Study blueprint. Now, I wonder if I can get a copy of it. That's the difficult thing. I'm sure we can. It's probably not that blueprint we needed that. Oh, we got the map. Brilliant, lovely. So I was right to do this then. Well, at least I managed to work that bit out. Okay, at least I was correct to do that then, because the story's not as hard as Remy's. God damn it! I forgot the bloody name of the person who left me a comment on the last video. Shit! Sorry, it's been so long. Fuck! What's your name? Ah, damn it! I forgot your YouTube's name. Color Blues, I think it is. God damn it, I'm so bad. Sorry. I did read your comment though. They did say that Remy's story is quite difficult to work out, and they actually did. This person actually left comments in previous videos about it, and I'm sorry I didn't remind myself of it. But they were appreciative enough to know that I would look it up anyway, so that's cool. So yeah, my bad. I'm sure it's Color Blues is your name. I knew your name, and I will slap myself really hard when I find out what your name is again. I'll be like, fuck! That was your name. I'm sorry, but I'm getting back into the swing of making videos again because I've had a bit of a hell of a hiatus at the moment, so I apologise. And I'm drinking, so I apologise. But honestly, it's very nice you left the comment, and I did read it. And it's very kind of you to still be invested and interested. So thank you so much. Thank you. But yeah, I don't think Adine's is as hard. They said I'd be able to work it out for myself. I think I'm doing that, but I think I've got the right idea so far. Yeah. What should I do? Call the police, because it's easy. And then we'll visit the store again, because why not? Again, sorry for the taps on the microphone, it's my glass of whiskey. Oh, I love that girl. I feel really sorry for her, I genuinely do. I'm going to follow Vara again. Not that it's really worth it, I'm just... Oh shit! No, this is when we find out her mum died. Oh god, fuck. Oh no. No. Oh bollocks. I didn't want to see this again. Oh, how sad is that? That is so sad. I generally teared up when I saw that. Fuck me, that is so depressing. Ah, but then again, this actually makes sure she gets adopted, so I guess that will help with the Dean story in a way, thinking about it. I don't know. Because they do bump into her, don't they? Fuck. Yeah, I suppose in a way I'm glad I did that again because it's for Dean's sake. Damn, like, oh, that's so sad. That's so hardcore. And she dies as well at the end. For a noble cause, though, but even so, it's still sad. Again, I like this game for the way it's written. Like, I know I'm skipping a lot of it now because we've seen it and done it before, but the way the game is written, it's very well written. It's a well thought out game, this game, and I do appreciate it for that. Right, let's see if we can get... We're probably going to cock this up, but we've got the blueprint, so that should help us get this bit. But this is the bit I need to concentrate. I always cock this up. At least the third story. I've only cocked it up twice with Remy and Anna. We'll see how we do with Adine. I hope I didn't forget anything. You said something about going to the beach, did you? I don't remember that. Yep. You know, I'm glad they decided not to send you away after all. Me too. Oh, guess who got their entry confirmation for the stunt flying competition? Go, girl! That's right. I got it right here in black and white. We are happy to confirm your entry for the annual stunt flying competition. Please have your competitor number ready and show up at the organizer's booth at the summer festival by... Well, who cares about the rest? I'm in! Oh, good girl. Well done. Festival's pretty soon. I have to make the most of the time until then to get my skills up to par. Thought you only had years of experience. Yeah, but now I have to practice the best routine I could possibly come up with. Not to mention making sure I can execute it flawlessly when the time comes. Practicing in general is very different than practicing for an event like this one. I see. Ready to see some stunt flying? I sure am. Let's go then. I didn't even know we were going to the beach. I must have not skipped through that dialogue and my whiskey-addled brain must have not picked it up. So this is where you usually practice. I practice just about anywhere, but today's a nice day for a beach visit. Water and sand are also good surfaces to practice complicated maneuvers on in case you can't make the landing. Fair enough. Makes sense. Don't let me hold you up. Oh, I can't just start practicing now. I'm still giddy with excitement for getting that letter earlier. I wanted to hang out with you while we were still here as well. Sounds good to me. Do you visit the beach often? Not really, except for practice, that is. It does make for a nice backdrop while I fly, though. Oh, I see. Yeah, it is. It's very beautiful. Do you ever go to the beach? No, it's not something that was possible for me in the last couple of years, but it certainly used to be something other people would do. I see. Sunning yourself can be nice sometimes, but I'm not really a fan of going swimming. There's so much more you can do at the beach, though. Like what? Don't ask. You already mentioned sunning. Do you ever get a tan? What's that? I guess that's a no then. To be fair, you are completely covered in scales, so I imagine you wouldn't be affected. Tanning is a reaction of the skin where it's exposed to sunlight. If humans stay in it for sun for a while, our skin can get darker. How strange. And if we're exposed for too long, we can even get what is called a sunburn. And what's that? Well, the skin can take on a reddish tint and it can be painful and cause dizziness. So you have to be careful not to stay in the sun for too long? Pretty much. Though it isn't necessarily true for all of us. Depending on the skin tone, people can be more or less affected by the radiation. I see, that sounds kind of complicated. Does that mean we shouldn't stay out here for too long? Don't worry about it. I see. Just let me know if I need to do anything. Sure, will do. You said you don't like swimming all that much. Why is that? Well, as you can imagine, I prefer the air to the sea, even though we flyers have quite a relationship with the water. What kind of relationship are we talking about? Are you cheating behind my back with the sea? We use it to hunt. Oh, you go fishing but can't swim all that well. Pretty much, we can do enough to safely hunt and paddle on the surface, but that's about it. If we actually want to go swimming, it's recommended we wear a life vest. Is it that bad? Well, our wings are made for flying, not for swimming. The movements and musculature are rather different. With some training, we can learn to swim better, but it still wouldn't be really effective. I see. And besides, who would choose to learn to swim if we already have the edge to ourselves? Yeah, flying is just your thing, I guess. Pretty much. It made it sound as if beaches are a pretty important thing for humans. I wouldn't say important, but it's a unique way for people to spend time. It was often done as a leisure activity or way to spend holiday vacations. That sounds pretty important to me. What else did you do at the beach? Nudity, sex, but it get very sandy and painful in the bits. Let me think. I got an idea and started looking for something in the sand on the ground. With a bit of digging, I found a flat, smooth stone. Oh. I think I know what you're going to do with this. Not really. Let me show you something. I went to the edge of the water, followed closely by Adine. Now watch this. I extended my arm with the best technique I could muster before I threw the stone towards the water. I used to love doing this. Me and my granddad would do this. And my dad. Dad was pretty good at it as well. Spinning in the air, the stone bounced off the water surface a few times before it sunk into the sea. Do you know what? I haven't done that in ages. I need to do that again. What was that? Stone skipping. Never heard of it? No. How'd you do that? I can show you. I looked around for another suitable stone and soon found one near the edge of the water. Do you know what? I've completely forgotten about doing this. I used to love doing this. Because it's you always fail at it, but when you do get it right, God, it's such a cool feeling. And you always try to get as many jumps or bounces as you can. Let's start with the stone. Ideally, we want one that has a big surface area, but as flat as possible. Got it. This one's also really smooth, which helps too. So we need smooth, flat stones. Technique is also pretty important. I'm not sure how well this will translate to your anatomy, but I'll just show you how I do it, and then we can figure out what you can do. Okay. Hold the stone like this, extend your arm, and curl it like this. Then, you have to throw it in such a way that it stays relatively stable in the air, but spins as fast as you can make it. I do it like this. I threw the stone, once again showing how subsequently bounced a few times over the water surface before it sunk into the sea. I'm not sure if I can do that. Well, we'll see. Maybe we can figure something out. Let's look for a stone first. Okay. We started looking for another appropriate stone. I saw Adine scratching around the sand with one of her feet. She crouched down to pick up something before she returned to me. Here, what about this one? As I scratched my head and knocked my headset. Sorry about that. That should work. See, you've already got that part down. Guess so. Okay, now for the technique. She was holding the stone in the claws at the edge of her wing. I tried to guide her by pulling her wing back like I would an arm, but it became clear to me that it lacked a lot of maneuverability an arm would have. For the throw, you want to make your wing move forward as fast as you can, and at the very end of the extension, let go of the stone. If you don't, you end up throwing yourself in the sea, and it's quite funny and embarrassing and wet and salty, and you might get stung by a king wasp jellyfish, and they're very painful. I'll try! I can see her moving her wing awkwardly. She pushed it forward before releasing the stone, which sunk without bouncing a single time. That didn't work. Yeah, there wasn't really enough spin in it. You're fucking shit, Adine. Let me try again. Alright. I waded a few steps into the water to retrieve the stone she'd thrown only moments ago. Here you go. I'll try something different this time. Feel free. Instead of using her wing, she took the stone into the dexterous claws on one of her feet. She continued to stand on the other leg. Effortlessly, she pulled her leg back before rapidly moving it forward and releasing the stone. It flew in a bit of an upward arch before it bounced off the water surface once and subsequently sunk. Well done. Nice. That's acrobatic. I had no idea you could do that with your leg. Actually, our legs are what we mainly use to grab things. It only gets complicated if I'm supposed to be moving at the same time, like if I'm waiting in the cafe. I suppose for someone who's hunting while flying, that's pretty much a requirement. It is! Actually, if I'm at home and eating chips or something, I usually use my feet as well. I wish I could. That sounds kind of funny. I wish I could do that with my feet. Oh, really? Yeah, some monkeys actually can. They basically have hands instead of feet. So they have 4 hands. Yep. That seems like it'd be handy. Well, I think I'd like my wings better. That was a neat trick, though. So what else can you do at the beach? I don't know. Build sandcastles. I haven't done that in like 2 decades. I tried to imagine what Adine building a sandcastle would look like. Based on what I knew now, she probably wouldn't be using her wings. Would you believe me if I told you we used to have contests for building sandcastles back home? Really? Yeah, people would build huge detailed sculptures that would be taller than both of us, just with sand. Oh, that sounds hard though. It is. You could try it if you like. I'm not sure if I have the patience for that. To me it seems like a bit of a shame to build big, elaborate sculptures out of something like sand that clearly won't last. I mean, if you're going to spend so much time on it, why would you create something that will stay? I agree. No, I agree. I agree, all that effort only to be swept away by the tide or worn down by the weather seems wasteful. It's kind of sad if you think about it. I guess we won't be building any sandcastles then. No, I'm in the mood for a snack. So should I get something for you as well? Oh, well, yeah, sure. Thank you. Alright. You can watch me if you like. Maybe you can learn a thing or two from it. You want to teach me how to fish? Sure, since you taught me the... What was it called again? Stone skipping. Right, since you taught me the stone skipping, I'll show you how to fish. Okie dokles. We actually have 2 very different ways of doing it. There's hunting and angling. Personally, I prefer hunting though. I can see why. Let me demonstrate. She took a few steps back and started running towards the edge of the sea. Rapidly flapping her wings, she jumps into the air at the last second, but taking off and flying around the area. I can see her staring at the sea intently, circling a few times before descending towards the water's surface, claws extended. When she got close enough, her claws suddenly sunk into the water, only to reappear with a fish in her grasp. Afterwards, she returned and landed near me. I'm not gonna fucking fly. I'm too fat. Did you see that? Yeah, but I think my distinct lack of wings would probably prevent me from doing the same thing. You don't have to do exactly the same thing. In the end, I'm just grabbing them right out of the sea. You could do that. I'm not so sure about that. But it's a lot easier with your claws. Fish can be pretty slippery. I guess you have a point. Well, there's still the other method. Angling. Yep, angling. See my tail? She showed me a tail. At its end there was a fork in it. Its distinct shape, size and colour reminded me a lot of a banana, as well as other erotic things. What about it? This is the bait. Yeah, I know where you're going with this. God damn it. She sat me down near the edge of the water, letting her tail hang out into it. This can take a while sometimes, but there are techniques which can speed up the process. The right amount of movement attracts even different kinds of fish. That way we can even choose what we're going to get. That's pretty cool. And that works? Yeah, not all the time, but often enough. Interesting. There are even groups that exchange tips and such for angling this way. Suddenly I saw a whip her tail upwards, which caused a fish to be launched towards the beach where it landed on the ground with an audible thud. There you go. That didn't take too long. It can be very hit and miss. I just got lucky this time. It's not even the kind of fish I really wanted. Guess that's why you prefer hunting. Yep, and you also don't get the nibble scars on your tail when the fish bite you. Yeah, that must be quite painful. I see. Though I suppose angling is also going to be hard for you with that forked tail like what we have. Actually, we have fishing rods for that where I come from. What's that? Well, the principle is very similar. Basically, it's a long stick that we hold over the water. A line connected to it has bait and hook at the end to catch the fish. When the fish bites the hook, we can reel it in, or reel the line in to get the fish for us. So you're using a tool to do a very similar thing. Basically, yes. Sometimes we also fish using nets. Oh, some of us do that as well. Not my kind, but usually it's those who either work for a fishing company or sell seafood on the market. I imagine someone like you doesn't have to buy their fish on the market though. True, but sometimes it's easier just to get them from. True, but sometimes it's easier to just get them there to get what I want to instead of coming all the way here. I see. That was very difficult to read. Speaking of which, let me get a few more for later. Feel free. Once more, Adine took to the sky to hunt for fish. While it was interesting to watch her for a bit, she kept hunting for a while and I started passing the time by collecting some seashells. That should last me a while. What are those? See, hang on a minute. Hang on. Back the fuck up here. You said earlier you had to survive off ramen for a month, right? You know, it's because you had to save money to pay for rent. And yet all this time you can just come down here when you want and just fish. And therefore you can have fish and ramen. I know ramen can have fish in it, don't get me wrong, but why don't you just eat fish? You can have a varied diet. You lied to me, Adine. They're for you. For me? What for? Well, you could decorate your apartment with them or something. I see. Maybe I should ask you to clarify this, but does this have any particular significance for humans? It's just a gift. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, dear Ramble. All that hunting was a good warm-up. I feel ready to start with the practice now. Go ahead, I'll watch from here. No, Now that I'll be part of official competition, I need a fancy stage name. Do you have something in mind? Not really. Have you got any ideas? Ooh, Stormheart. Oh, custom name. I can't think of anything creative, to be honest with you. I'm going to call you Stormhawk. Stormhawk? That sounds pretty powerful and dynamic. I like it. Yeah, I thought you would. Do you mind if I go with that? Not at all. I'm not creative enough to go with anything else. Stormhawk. I think it sounds pretty cool anyway. Are you ready to see some acrobatics? I certainly hope so. I'll start with a few easy moves. Stage is yours, Stormhawk. Thanks. Effortlessly, she took to the sky, circling around the area a few times before she started to do a few maneuvers. Yes, the standard flying pose movement. Very good. A roll followed by a loop, after which she did another roll. It seemed to be less of a practice routine and more of a warm-up to me. Gradually, maneuvers got more complicated. I saw circles that got smaller and smaller, a brief nosedive, multiple loops and rolls one after another. Then she landed and returned to me. What do you think? That was great! You haven't even seen the best part yet. Oh, what would that be? My very own Adine special, or rather Stormhawk special. It's a routine I came up with and I've been practicing for a while. It's pretty difficult, so I'll probably spend the rest of my time until the competition perfecting as much as possible. What does it look like? It starts off with circles near the ground, then as I ascend, the circles get smaller and smaller. Once I reach the highest point, I go into a nosedive through the middle of the circles. At the show, I'll use a smoke trail when I'm doing the circle so everyone can actually see me. While nosediving, I'll do a few rolls, and just before I hit the ground, I'll pull up again. Lastly, I'll end with a few loops and go to the next maneuver. It all ends up making a neat shape in the sky with the smoke trails. Cool. Oh, you have to perfect my execution of it. Don't let me hold you up. Alright, here we go. Oh, this is going to go wrong, isn't it? Determination in her eyes, she looked to the skies once more, or took to it. When she reached a certain height, she slowly descended again, so she was close towards it. This is going to go wrong, isn't it? Then she started making a circle, slowly ascending as the circles gradually got smaller and smaller. Once the circles became as small as possible, she suddenly turned herself around and went into a nosedive. Oh, this is going to go wrong. Yep, I thought so. Her speed quickly increased when she moved towards the water, then she did a roll and another, followed by a third. Dangerously close to the water's surface, she suddenly pulled up, but as she did so, one of her feet went below the surface, where it apparently caught on something caused her to spin out of control. I saw a feeble attempt to regain control as she barely managed to steady herself enough to get back to the beach. She made a rough landing, rolling on the ground a few times and colliding with the sand. Are you alright? Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. You look pretty impressive, until the landing. My wing hurts. Let me take a look. Can you move it? A bit, but it really starts to hurt if I go further than this. It doesn't seem to be broken. Guess it's a sprain. It happens all the time. Really? Well, not all the time, but it happens. What about the competition? The injury's going to put a serious damper on my practice schedule, but I'm not giving up anytime soon. I guess practice is over for today at the very least. Let's head back. Oh no, we fucked up, bro. Oh, this is where it gets serious. I should have some bandages in the cabinet over there. I'll get them. What now? Would you do me the honours? Of course. Where would I start? Or where should I start? I think it's this joint here. Definitely. I'll try to get this right. Can I ask you something? Sure, go right ahead. You went to visit Remy in the library the other day, right? How did you know that? I was there and Remy told me everything. What do you mean, everything? Amelia. Oh. Why did he tell you about that? He's dealing with a lot of stuff, it seems. Well, he isn't the only one. I actually wanted to talk with him again, but if he doesn't respond, then I can't do anything either. You see. Guess I'll remind him too much of her. If he knew what I know, I'm not sure what he would do. Well, what's that? When she got sick, I often visited her. I just wanted to check up on her and take a little off the edge, a little off the edge off, considering what she was going through at work. The night she died, I was actually with her. Oh, hang on. What the fuck? I stayed with her until pretty late, but as I had to work the next day, I eventually left. It was late enough and I told her to take it easy. She told me that she was just going to finish up one little thing before she got some much needed sleep. But only after I left did she realise that she had run out of her medication and went out alone to get a refill. If she just told me, or if I'd paid more attention and noticed, I could have gotten it for her and then none of this would have happened. Oh, I thought it was something else going on then. I thought it was like, that was all a cover-up or something. Oh, we can't be blamed for that. Don't we worry about it. When she died, she... What? She was pregnant? Oh my god, is that with Remy's baby? I suppose in a way he always wanted kids, maybe he hinted at that, I'm not sure. But I guess she hadn't told him, because he didn't say she was pregnant, did he? I can't remember. They had already made so many plans, so I expected them to announce their engagement any day. No, he didn't, did he? they couldn't talk to each other much as they had to keep their relationship secret. It's not exactly something she wants to mention in just a few sentences. If he knows, then it certainly wasn't from her. It certainly wasn't from her telling about it. If he doesn't know, please don't tell him. Yeah, cool. I know it must have been much harder for him than it was for me, but that doesn't mean I'd go out of it unscathed. I lost my best friend. I blamed myself for a long time too. I guess I still do. How could I face him knowing that I could have averted this tragedy so easily? No, it's not your fault, girl. How so? He also blames himself for not being with her when it happened. Because they had to keep their relationship secret. Yeah. See, this is helping us a bit because we've already done the Remy story, so kind of helps. That must be horrible for him. I think he still hasn't got over it. I wish I could help him, I really do. Well, he went out with me and we kissed and we were going to do gay sex and stuff. We didn't go that far, but still, whatever's. What did you do after it all happened? Well, for a while I just felt guilty, but eventually I realised that there were those who would have it much worse than myself. I decided to take what I had experienced and turn it into something positive. Hence the orphanage. Why just let tragedies be tragedies if I do something to help? I share the same sentiment. How so? I came here hoping that I could help humanity. Maybe you're not just helping humanity. Well, that should do it. How does it feel? Much better. Maybe with this I can even start practicing again in a day or two. Just be safe. Of course. Oh, I totally forgot to still have a copy of that map for her. Yeah. Should I give her the map? Oh, we went and got her this copy of map. And she wanted it. No, let's do the negative ending, shall we? Of course we're going to give her the fucking map, you asshat. I have something for you. What would it be? Ta-da! Is that what I think it is? If you think it's a map of the underground building, then yes. Wow, I really didn't expect that. How'd you get it? Well, I have access to the police archives, and I've been there multiple times before in a past storyline, or past timeline and shit like that, and as I'm reaching for more whiskey to pour into my glass, I remembered I could get a copy of it, and that's what I did, while I'm pouring whiskey into my glass. I'm a genius, right? I had a chance to inspect it alone, no one there, sexy dragon, she buggered off because she has somebody else in her life, probably another sexy female dragon, so I had no choice but to copy it. You know people could get into big trouble for this. Well, it's yours now, do whatever you want, just don't blame me for it. I guess I will. I have to warn you though, what about? You might have heard about the water pockets surrounding the building. Any kind of disturbance could be fatal for any prospective explorers. Oh, fuck, maybe I've killed her. Oops. Is it really bad as they say? Yeah, it is. I'd be careful where if I were you, or at least wait until they've taken care of the water pockets so there's no danger if you decide to pay a visit. It'll be a while before I get a chance to visit. All my free time right now will go towards practicing for the competition. I see. Well, thanks for the help with the bandage, and sorry about cutting practice short today. Guess you didn't see any proper acrobatics at all. That's no big deal, your health's more important. You're welcome. I guess I'll leave you to recuperate now. Maybe I'll see you next time. Sure thing, bye. Maybe there is no sexy time with her then. Maybe it's, maybe there is no sexy time with her then. Maybe it's just all platonic. I was promised sexy time. Well, I probably wasn't promised sexy time. I was probably promised, something else. I don't know. Alright then. No, we're not going to quit yet, but I am going to end the video here, I think. So, yeah, pretty interesting. I mean, to be fair that we left her last. I mean, like I said, I'm not really interested in her adopting kids. I've never been that kind of person, so that sort of is a bit of a turn-off for me. But at the same time, she's got respect and integrity, and yeah, the whole Remy situation. I thought when she said I was with her the night she died, I thought it was going to be that she was actually there when she died, like Remy said, oh, she died alone in the snow. I thought she was going to say, no, I was actually there when she died, you know, and it was all a lie or a cover-up. And I thought, oh, but then it just turns out that, oh, she could have got the medicine and she didn't. But then, you know, if she was tired or snappy or something was going on, you can't make these cool decisions again. Because you could have been like, oh, I'll get the medicine for you. And you could have upset her and then she wouldn't have had the medicine and she would have died anyway. So, you know, you shouldn't beat yourself up over stuff like that. It is what it is, and that's that. It's not your fault. It really isn't. It could have gone positive, but you weren't to know that, and it wasn't meant to be, so it is what it is. But anyway, you know, easier said than done, right? So it is what it is. So yeah, I'm going to save the game again just to make sure, because I'm a bit paranoid. We'll end the video there before I pass out from whiskey poisoning. So can I say thank you very much for watching if you have done. Next time, I think we're still on for Adine's good ending, but I don't know, I could have fucked it up. So if I have, we'll obviously redo it again. It's not an issue. But until then, take it easy, have a good one, hope you're well, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. And until then, bye for now.